Are you ready for some truth? Most people have no idea what happens when the veterans take their uniforms off. Nicole?
And most people don't know that when they take the uniform off, that the oath still stays with them. And sometimes they want to put the uniform back on. And that comes after we've already gotten them to a place of grounding, from transitioning from a former active service duty member to a veteran status to becoming more involved in the civilian world and what that looks like, building a new relationship with their spouse and finding ground in their home, restructuring employment or school, community, reconnecting them to services like this, getting active in the veteran support community, or not. But then it's to each their own. But then something pops off overseas and that little bell goes off. It's like, oh, I signed up for this.
Yep.
I want to put my uniform back on, and I want to go back and be of service. I want to get back on duty. I'm on call, always on watch. I want to make sure my brothers and sisters come home safely, and we get really fired up, and we want to be a part of it. So what do? What are we seeing out there right now? We're seeing people in the chat rooms. Shit, that's totally aging me, right? We see people in the online forums, and they're starting to sound a little militant, and people are going to these extremes.
Yep.
What do you do when you hit that extreme of wanting to be of service, wanting to be involved, and then you find a militia, and you're like, yes, let's join that, and we're going to do something. That's really dangerous to a veteran who's come home, who received a mental health, PTSD diagnosis or what have you.
Yep.
And then it's all coming back to them, right? They can feel themselves back in the fight. Their feet are, we got a veteran behind the scenes over here. She's nodding her head. She's like, yeah, I remember what it was like to have my boots on the ground in Iraq. I remember the sounds of the mortars coming in. I remember the taste of that dirt in my teeth.
Yeah.
And when my eyes were burning through one of those sandstorms, like, yep, she keeps nodding her head. She's like, I noticed. You can feel it in your body. It's so visceral, right? And then the memories start coming up and you're reliving that again. Whoa, let's slow down and breathe. We don't want to bring you back to that place. It's not happening again. Where are your feet?
Yep, grounding.
You're here right now. You can start doing some bilateral tapping. Definitely come back to the breath. Definitely come back here. Call a friend. Say, look, my first, second, and third thought are kind of extreme. Who do I just call somebody up? Like, look, I'm having the thought that I want to put my uniform back on. I want to start, strapping my weapons back on, getting prepared. You have everything laid out. I remember that, right? It's like that whole tool control and getting all your weapons ready. And whoa, everyone just needs to breathe. You can do something with that energy. You don't have to put your uniform back on and re-enlist and jump back over there. And everyone just needs to take a breath, because that fear, that passion, that purpose, that pride, absolutely, it feels good to have that still. It's like, oh, I remember this feeling. Maybe you, like when Dr. Carl was on here, when you lose your purpose, so many dangerous things can happen from that. But then you haven't found a new purpose yet, say? So you're going to go back to what you were living in, where you felt...
What's comfortable. Yeah, what's familiar.
Where you're most energized. You're like, man, I haven't felt like this in a long time. Here I am. This is me. Here I am. Oh, there you are, right? That's what I say to myself. I'm like, when I have like a good day and I have this boundless energy like today.
Oh, I found myself. Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I miss this. And you want to chase that. It's that dopamine. It could be that drug. And then what happens when we chase that?
It runs out eventually.
It does. And then so much destruction happens in the wake of that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk today with you, because you're going to be leaving here, graduating from ASU and going on to do big, bold things. And we were just having this conversation in my office with a couple other vets, and we're like, okay, this is what's really happening. One of our new VA work study students is behind the scenes working with production, and he was talking about what he's seeing online, and I'm like, I'm not online in those places, so I didn't know that was happening. I wanted to make sure that people are aware that is happening, and then that it's okay to have your own response, but do it responsibly, and don't involve other people who might need a little bit more safety in their lives. Like, be responsible.
Yeah, well, because being connected is good. Having a purpose, having a mission, belonging to a group is good, but maybe exercise some caution, some restraint, maybe look into the groups, see what they're really about, what their mission actually is. You know, especially if it is a more militant group, you should probably be very concerned about what it is they're actually supporting and what it is their mission is.
Before you even do any of that, you should probably check your own morals and values and motives and agenda. Like, what do you want?
What's your driving force?
Okay,
yeah.
so you want this, but what have you built since you've been out of the service?
Personally?
And did you get your family back? Are you stable now? What did you go through? Remember what happened when you came back and how hard it was. Are you willing to do that again? Like, remember what it was like. Okay, it's okay. Like, I remember what it was like being at sea forever. And and I was like, oh, looking back, you see all the cool qualifications and all the awards and the coming home and all the good feels. But remember those long days where you didn't see land for 45 days, 50 days, 60 days. You haven't seen land in that long. Okay. Remember how treacherous, for me, I was like, when are we getting off of this thing? I'm going crazy. I was thinking about that after we had that talk the other day. And I was like, I remember those cold, cold winds out there and those swells and crossing the pond. And it was just like nauseating and freezing. And you're just waiting for something to happen. Like, remember that. Like, are you willing to put yourself back through that? What did that shift in your mind? I mean, it could be good or bad. I don't know. But just put yourself back to a place of it. Maybe it wasn't all good. Maybe there is some things that you're not willing to go back through. It did feel good to be of service, to be out there and to come back alive. But then I had to deal with a lot of mental health struggles because of it.
And if you're being honest, it wasn't all rainbow and sunshines. There was a lot of hard stuff.
I like to think I'm a stronger person today, mentally and physically and spiritually. But that came out of the pain and all the work. It's been 20 years. It took me a really long time.
Right.
Am I willing to invest another 20 years to go jump into something? It's like I need to know what's my fight and what isn't on the daily. Right. Like, is this something I need to jump into?
Your purpose,
is this mine,
your mission,
or is this yours?
Yeah.
And you know, we all want to fight for our country and our rights and stand up for our fellow citizens.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Yeah. I'm still here. I'm still on watch. I'm still trying to be a part of, just in a different way, because we have people who have come home from a war who are still not okay.
Right.
And we don't want.
And we know them.
And we know them.
We know them
really well. We actually just got a phone call.
And if we don't know you, we want to know you. Come in.
Absolutely. Especially if you're struggling, or if any of this stuff that's going on in the world today is, if it's igniting something inside of you, let's try to bring it down just a notch or two, and just to give it some space, give it some air.
And the point of the conversations is so people know it's okay to have these conversations. It's okay to talk about these things.
We just had one of our community partners called and said, "Hey, Nicole, I have a veteran right now who is struggling and is feeling like there might not be an option other than to unalive themselves." And it's like, well, okay, that's everything, full stop. So we started the show late so we could call the veteran and find out what was really going on. And first phone call went to voicemail, and we're all standing by like, shit, okay, find out where he lives, find out this, find out that. So I'm like, let's just make another call. So I called right back, and he picked up. I was like, brother, I'm so relieved you picked up the call. I'm like, what's going on? Hey, I'm Nicole. This is what I do. Where do you live? Hey, I'm right down the street from you. And, oh, that's what's happening? We got you. Nope, we got you.
We got you.
You need a job? You're in between? Something happened? We have Arizona at work. It's going to be here tomorrow. Can you be here at 08?
Can't wait till tomorrow. Come in now. We'll stay open.
Yeah, we even said that. We're like, we're here now.
Yeah.
Come down, talk now.
Yeah.
And, oh, what are your needs? Those are your needs? We got you. We can cover that too. Take a breath. Please rest tonight, you and your family, knowing that we have got your back.
And the most important thing was you made sure they were safe.
Absolutely.
You
like,
made
you
sure
either
they
come
were
here
safe.
or you're in Mesa. It is a big city, but I will walk to you. I don't care what it takes. We get there. But you could hear it in his voice, the relief.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's like, you don't know. I'm like, I know. I've been there. And we were just talking before we went live. I'm like, I can feel the scars on my body from when I was at a place like that. And I was like, there's no other option.
Right.
I don't want anyone to ever have to feel that way, because there are options. And if there's something happening in the community that's making a veteran feel like there's no hope out here, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here, to help us raise awareness, to spread the word. I know we've been in this weird transition, and thank you for staying with us through all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been going through this whole migration internally through.
It's so worth it.
It is so worth it. And it looks great in here. And I had a couple calls today with some community partners on, I told you guys last week that we were awarded the VDF grant for $150,000. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. That means we get to help a lot of people.
That's a lot of help.
And so those other 2 community partners also received the grant. So we're all, coming together, like, how are we going to make this work in this new build so that we're all on the same level and we can do massive impact together and show everybody what collaboration truly looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So a veteran's not like, well, I went to all these other places and nobody's going to help me. Like, what's the point? It's like, man, we don't want to hear that rhetoric out there. It's not true. And if they're feeling that way, how do we stop it?
Yep.
How do we intervene in anywhere in that process out there? And we have a lot of work to do to raise awareness, to make sure that not one veteran feels that way.
Right. Not even one.
Because we have it here. We have, and like, you came in here, like, we got to tell your story. How did you show up here, man? Who are you? What branch? And
Sure.
I can't wait to get to the end of your story. It's so great.
So, I'm Rick. Everybody knows that. I'm ASU student. I served in the Air Force, active duty for 8 years. As a first responder, fire officer, and first line supervisor. I was caught up in the Obama force drawdowns. So,
what is the Obama force drawdown?
He drew a magic line in the sand, and he said anybody who joined after November 1st, 2005 was going to get rolled back 2 years, high year tenure. And so I joined November 29th, 2005. I missed that magic line in the sand by 28 days, and it was unwaverable. So it didn't matter. They said, well, you got 2 years left on your contract, but POTUS said, tough luck. So here's a check. Have a nice life. And I was cut 2 years short and kicked out the door. They didn't care.
No way.
Yep. Luckily, I was able to leverage some of my contacts. The 944th unit, where my father and my brother already belonged, were like, another McDowell? Yeah, come on in. Come on in. And so they accepted me right away, so there was no delay there. And then being fire service, I knew a lot of the guys who were out at Gila Bend because they came up to train with us. And so the Chief Valdez out there, Juan Valdez, amazing guy. He's retired now, but he offered me the position to come out and interview. And so I got the emergency communication dispatch operator out there for about 3 years, working with security forces and fire, doing all their radio and admin and stuff like that. And when the contract ended, changed hands, it was a nice experience, but that was the end of that. Ended out my reserves as well. And I started working for a friend of the family. He ran a road construction company, Mr. Rich Lefevre. Saturday Night Lefevres. We'd always have fun joking around. But I started digging ditches at the very, very bottom. I didn't know a single thing about road work. But within 3 years, I'd earned the owner's trust. I was helping him grow his brand and his company, and that was my job for the better part of 8 years. But somewhere in August of 2009, I was on my way to work on my cruiser, got sideswiped on the right by a distracted motorist, and struck from behind, put down on the freeway, and ran over by 2 different vehicles. All 4 vehicles fled the scene. I was miraculously saved by a gentleman and 3 other fellows that were with him. As quickly as they got me and my motorcycle out of the street, they disappeared. And I mean disappeared, because a police officer on his motorcycle was quite literally getting onto the freeway as the whole thing happened, apparently, and he rolled right up. And I look at him, and he goes, what happened? I gave him the hold on, and I was like, yeah, and this guy just got me. And he goes, what guy? I was like, wait a minute, where'd he go? And they were gone. And he goes, there was nobody here. And I was like, I did not drag my motorcycle to, like, I'm messed up. Like, this wasn't happening. So anyways, I still to this day have never been able to thank them. If you're listening or you see this, thank you for saving my life. The motorists that hit me were never held accountable either. But the long story is that gave me the opportunity to stop. I was forced into rehab for 18 months, learning how to walk and do all that other stuff. My whole left side had been crushed. Bike was totaled. I wasn't able to physically work. It was devastating. Upended my whole life. But my family, my wife, my kids, my friends, they got me involved with the VA. They saw that as an opportunity. Hey, you can't do anything physical, can't do anything else. Great. How about you focus on your health? Okay, whatever. So I go in there, I talk with the claims guy, and he's like, okay, we're going to do this or do this. And I get bounced around all these every month. Somebody new, somebody new, somebody new. This goes on for a couple of years, and I finally run into one guy who decides to take me seriously. And he listens to my whole deal, and he looks through all my paperwork, and he goes, man, this is a slam dunk. He goes, I'm going to get this done for you, da-da-da. And he goes, I'd also like to put you in for PTSD. I don't have PTSD. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. That's stupid. I'm fine. Okay. So he does this thing. I go home, and I walk in the door, and I'm reporting my day to my wife like I always do. Carol, she's an amazing woman. Thank you for loving me and getting me this far. So I look at Carol, and I give her the report of the day, and I go, yeah, and this Yahoo wants to put me in for PTSD. And the look on her face just went white. And she goes, oh, thank God you did it right. Well, color me humiliated because I didn't know I had PTSD. I'm like, no. And she goes, why not? So we had a little conversation about her and all of the family trying for years how to talk to me about my problems that I was taking out on everyone else because I had undiagnosed, untreated PTSD. So they put up with that for a couple of months and then decided they were done with it because the little Pandora's box had been opened. They dragged me down to Jade Opal and had me talk to somebody. And that individual said, you absolutely have PTSD, and here's what's going to happen. You're going to go talk to some people, or I'm going to have you admitted. And so my compliance was obligatory. And I went ahead with the process. I did the CVT and all that other good stuff, and I'm glad I did. Yeah. It was painful. It was uncomfortable. I've shared with you some of the stuff that I had to see and endure while I was in. I will say, full disclosure, I never deployed, okay? So let's get that out there. I'm not a combat veteran. However, as a first responder, I sure was seen every day. We had the opportunity to see some traumatic things. Lost some friends who made the unfortunate decision that there was no other way out. And I wish they'd called me. Yeah. Because I'd have picked up. You know, and that's what we're doing here. You know, you ask what we can do, pick up the phone. Show up, care, listen. Sometimes that'll make all the difference. But anyways, got my mental health in check, started getting medicated, and my wife urged me to get back to school, finish up my associate's degree. I only needed a couple of classes, and that started the snowball. I got my associate's degree at Rio Salado, graduated with high distinction. Stayed with Rio because, you know, in the Air Force over at Luke, they'd started us out with our community college of the Air Force degree with Rio. Right on. Great program out there. And finished up, and they had a MAP program that allowed me to take all those credits and all those courses and go directly into ASU, no application. It's just automatic transfer. That's what's up. Yeah. So currently I'm finishing up a bachelor's focused on philosophy. So it's going to be morality, politics, and law with a minor certification in veteran services. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it's my goal now to do this.
What this?
Well, my family is in South Dakota. And so when I finish up my degree, I graduate May 12th. Yep, Summa Cum Laude. Yep.
Summa Cum Laude, this dude. All right.
Put the hard work in. I had a good support network. So I will graduate out of Arizona State University on May 12th, and then I will head back home to South Dakota, where I will begin the work of finding a facility to open up their own Veteran Resource Center.
Rick, that's such a story. That's amazing, dude. So you are getting a degree in law, but you're like, nah.
So originally,
what made you decide to change your mind to go from law to this work?
Originally, I had started out with psychology. So my associate's degree was focused on the psychology of human behavior because I had thought, I've gone through all of these experiences. I've dealt with all of this stuff. Maybe what I need to do is help other veterans medically because, you know, I came from fire service and all of this stuff. I said, maybe I should stay in medical. And the more and more I did it, I was like, this doesn't feel right. this doesn't feel right. Okay, well, maybe it should be law. Maybe, I'm a fighter. I like to fight. I like to argue. I'm really good at fighting and arguing. So my family was like, well, maybe you should consider law. I started focusing on law. Didn't feel right. None of it felt right. And kind of gave me anxiety thinking about standing in a courtroom and all of that, muck and mire they throw back and forth. And Ann Atkinson says, hey, you need an internship, right? Yeah. I've got this gung-ho CEO running this organization that I think is going to be right up your alley. I think your missions are going to align nicely. That's how she put it. I was like, okay. She put me in contact with you, and man, rock star. Day one, your fire, your passion, your energy, and getting to see firsthand these veterans, getting to talk to them, getting to hear their stories, and like today, getting to actually change somebody's life. That's what it's for. And this feels right. This is what fires up the engines. This is what, I told you, I make a 45-minute drive just to come into the office. I'm like,
I know, that's amazing.
But I can't motivate myself 15 minutes to go to Jack in a Box. So that's how important this is.
That's how you know what's really true for you. That's how you know you're in alignment, is when your energy spikes. And for me, coming in here doing the work today, you saw how fired up I was. Just come, and I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, guess what he's like, what'd you do this morning? I'm like, up until 1300, and then I just rattled off my leg shaking. I was like, all the things that I did up until 1300, and I'm like, and we still have this whole list we need to accomplish, and I got a new executive assistant, Army veteran over here, hey Kim, and I was like, and then we have the podcast to do tonight too, and I'm like, and I'm still going. But had I gone to another 9 to 5 or running, a restaurant or a cafe like what I did before this, there was a different kind of dopamine reward at the other side of that. Mm-hmm. And it was, you were constantly chasing the dopamine reward. It's like fast money. It's like the tips or the turnaround of the restaurant but it stayed the same. And it was just, the monotony of it all is like, I just didn't want to do it anymore. And then you put more and more, the dopamine just kind of fails and you're just flat, and then you're just trying to maintain at that level. I'm like, what is life? It wasn't fulfilling me in any way.
The mission had to have purpose.
Going anywhere with it, and just restaurant business is tumultuous enough as it is, and
sure, and
people are rude, and it's just like, what I do? I'm just trying to be nice and deliver your food, and but here it's more. I get to come back to everything. So I know what it's like to want to don the uniform again and go back over there and maybe try to do something different than I did last time. It's like, you don't get to do that ever again. You don't. That's what I tell myself. You don't get to relive it. It happened. What happened, happened.
Yep.
And now we move from there. We move on from there. It was an experience. I took a lot of lessons from it, and I grew into the woman that I am today. And now I get to, show it for other people and help them
collaborate with them and not compete with them.
All of everything that's coming up for them. Why would I want to compete with someone who's just trying to survive and live their best life as well?
Yep. When you can help them build it. Yeah.
Who you used to be to who you want to become. I have no dog in that fight, right? The only thing I'm trying to be better than is the person I was yesterday.
Yep. And 1%. We want you to as well. Yeah.
Man.
Genuinely want you to have a better life.
It's hard when you got the itty bitty shitty committee in your head telling you all these lies. And sometimes it's really, really loud. Yep. And then you have tinnitus, right? So you got screaming and whining, and then these voices. And
I didn't spend any time around jets, so I don't know what you're talking about. My department was not right on the flight line for 8 years. Not at all.
So many things to ruin your So I know it's going after something like that. It's just like Jocko Willink says, he goes, if you get lost in the woods, just start walking, right?
Yep.
So as long as you can stay the course on something long enough to see that it ultimately won't serve you, then you're like, okay, well, roger that. Let's do something. Let's go the other way and go as far as I can there until I feel that thing. And you're like, I'm just going to, this is what's in front of me.
To keep moving forward.
I'm going to do the best thing, the best I can at this one thing long enough
until the real mission presents itself.
And then somebody somewhere, as long as you're using your voice and insert yourself into situations where you're like, I need to be here to hear the one thing.
Yeah.
Going into a meeting, it's like, just stay till the end of the meeting and take out a nugget. Like, take what you need and leave the rest. Just stay long enough to hear the one thing and like, all right, I got something out of that. It wasn't for nothing, right? So that's how I go into every situation. It's like, what's the one thing I can take away from that? And then at night, I'll do the whole inventory. Like, what did I learn today? How can I move that into tomorrow's mission? And then that will shift the entire day that I have set up, almost the whole week, by the one thing I did. Like, what happened today before the show is going to change the trajectory of the week I have planned.
Well, it should, yeah.
The conversations I have planned, the narrative that I've built in, the scripts for each of those conversations is going to change now. Because now it's like, okay, this is what happened. Do we have an SOP for that? Do we have a protocol for that? And we were talking about certifications before, since I'm kind of mentoring you as you're going to go build something similar.
Mentoring me.
It's like, make sure that you're qualified in these certain areas. Make sure you have these credentials. Make sure you have, like, you hadn't heard of mental health first aid.
Yeah. That's
huge. Most of us should have that. You know, it's like CPR for if somebody comes in and they're suicidal. What are the steps you take? And then what are we going to tell our brothers and sisters that are wanting to enlist out there right now and go back in? We said, well, you can do that here. You can join Team Red, White, and Blue. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Huge, awesome organization. And if that doesn't work for you, then Wounded Warrior Project, right, Kim? Yeah. So you've done a lot of classes with them.
You can also help with the VRC.
Or you can come down here and, like I like to say, like, constructive criticism is, or whatever. It's like, hey, I see you doing it this way. Have you thought about this? And then we have this board of resources right here. When you walk in, it's like, what's going on in the veteran service community right now? And if you have something that you're not seeing on there, I'm like, oh, I see you have everything going on that's coming up, like the big Maricopa County Veteran Stand Down at the fairgrounds. It's like the biggest one of the year. That's happening as well as all of these other things. Arts and Service, Mesa Arts and Service, so cool. A lot of free services for veterans. I like the arts and service because if you're blocked and you're having trouble just articulating, finding vocabulary for how you feel or what's coming up for you, if you just start with watercolor and then it turns into some other kind of art. You can build something, you can paint something, you can create something out of metal.
Now, one of your habits is journaling, isn't it?
I'm a writer.
Yeah.
That's been, on one of the past episodes, I brought them all in. You see the stack of them. So I'm developing them into a book. That's also something I found out. She's not up here right now, but the Women's Memorial, they will help you build your book together. She's shaking her head. Beth was the woman that I met at the Drop Zone, which is coming up in May. Through Andy Biggs throws that every year. It's pretty cool. I found her and she's like, we can help you publish this. You can self-publish it. One of the other female veterans, she self-published.
Right on.
Hers is really cool. It's a story about her tattoos and her time in service.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about tattoos before.
So finding ways to find your voice. That's why we built a stage here so people can, find a way to express themselves.
That's
like if you read The Body Keeps the Score, talking about just using any kind of those modalities to express what's coming up for you. And that's psychodrama is what it's called, right?
Okay.
It was very helpful for me. I've done a couple of different renditions of that, but I always come back to writing.
I could probably
I'm getting my dad into journaling
some more
too.
Of these exercises. No lie. I could probably use some more of these exercises.
And then we're always hiring. We got VA Work Studies hiring, and then there's so many things happening. I mean, like if you're out there and you feel lost and you feel like there's nothing going on, there is plenty going on. There's something to fit each individual's needs.
You don't have to be isolated. There's a
self-defense and wellness program from the Empowered Heart. Yep. Agnes Chow does that. I think that is so cool. We're going to be doing with our East Valley Women Veterans Group the jiu-jitsu introductory.
Cool.
Yeah, her mouth just dropped. There's eight slots open, so we do a Monday night muster the first Monday of every month. We have the women come together to do something different every month, like an outing, like we do shooting, or we will do potlucks or Lego nights or gardening with Wanda Wright from ASU.
Cool.
Yeah, we did 2 of those, and
I have the benefit of Colonel Wanda Wright.
You get to hang out some pretty cool people.
Yeah, Colonel Wanda Wright and her associate professor, Dr. Key, have been leading my military studies course, and it has just been wonderful. It's been a great experience.
Oh man! And these are all over the state. So we have another stand down happening a week after the Maricopa one in Verde. Where is that? Camp Verde. Where is that? Yeah, Camp Verde. places I haven't even gone to yet. And there's another thing happening in Yuma at the same time as ASU Women Rise Conference. So I'll be tabling that event, but I wanted to go to the one in Yuma too. It's like you can't be in two places
so much
at
going
once.
on, yeah.
And then there's cornhole and there's just whatever you need, man. And then there's also just smaller peer support groups that are just for each, however you identify gender-wise. There's different groups
Sure,
for that.
yeah. Yeah.
And then they go from levels of you can have fun or you can talk about what's coming up for you. So any level of care that you're in right now, there is a space for you to get your voice heard or to hear something, to find a nugget in any one of these spaces. It's like just keep trying something until that thing that ignites you shows up, and you're like, oh, it's right here.
It is there. We'll help you find it.
And then it's like, what has to be true for me to see this all the way through to get me to be that person who delivered that little nugget in me that I can feel something again. Yeah. I want to chase that feeling.
Well, and hopefully they can see us and hear us, because this is not who we've always been. It took us work to get here. It took us work to be in a position where we could help somebody else.
It took getting reconnected with not only the South, but with the community, not being afraid that, like you said, and you're like, I'm not a combat veteran. And it's like, you don't have to be. And there is no hierarchy in trauma.
Right.
So if your pain is real, however you see what you're struggling with, if it's chiseling away your quality of life, that matters. You don't have to compare yourself to somebody. So many people come back from any kind of internal war or foreign war different. It's, nature versus nurture. We're all going to react differently to things. Doesn't make you any less of a person. We don't have to one up, one down each other. It's just like, let me help you find a way to get to your next evolution, like whatever that looks like for you. We just want to help you get there. And I don't talk to myself like that anymore, but I remember doing that so well.
Being kind to ourselves is probably the hardest step to learn.
It's the first step to do.
Man.
Forgiveness and self-love breeds self-respect, and when I got my self-respect back, you can't stop me.
I'd like to see somebody try.
Unstoppable.
You're a force to be reckoned with. Yep.
Because I put myself first.
You put your veterans first. I've seen that.
Man, that is the truth right there.
Yep.
Because on the days that I don't want to get up and
even
do
when
the
there's
deal
not
and
enough
all
Nicole
that,
to go around,
I'm just like, but there is somebody standing by that's gonna just need this velocity, man. I don't even know where it comes from. I do. It's some kind of divine guidance that I've received that's put me in alignment with all of these amazing people. So I'm not only making my own dreams come true, I get to watch other people's dreams come true right in front of my eyes. Thank you for that gift.
Isn't that cool?
You are just, you're different than the last time I saw you.
Am I?
You're lit up.
Am I?
You got your lighter. Well, you're going to graduate. You
excited.
could go home right now and be with your family, but you choose to stay through this integration phase that we're all going through. There's another one. Integrating into the new self, right? So we just went through this big, awesome eclipse, full moon, right?
Right, yeah. History.
So when you start to integrate into the version of yourself that you saw, so you're like, I want to be that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you finally get to the point where you arrive to that person and you're like, oh shit, I can't go back to who I used to be. I've changed so much. And it's like, oh, but I'm here. I'm in it. The next phase, it's so scary. It's like, you can't be afraid. You're already here. So it's like standing in that. And this is the whole Jungian thing, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, just get into it, because you're the integration thing. So with the full moon, I did this whole like intention in my writing of what it's going to look like coming into this new phase in my life. And then all it took was a decision. And then the next day I woke up and I had this fire to just keep doing it. What's next? What's next? What's next? Pivot, systems, move, let's go. Bringing in all the people. And then people call you. And I'm like, were you reading my mind?
Yeah.
You put your thoughts out there. You put your energy out there. And I think that I've observed that if you put that out there, your intention out there, and you just show up, that's the only thing you have to do. It happens. People come in and get in alignment. Your soldiers show up.
Yep. Show up with a
it's-
willingness to work, and a lot of things will
They're like,
figure
what
them
do you
out.
need? Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
So like when somebody walks in the door, I'm like, what do you need? Oh, we got that. So it's just, you get to give back what's given to you, because you're like, I don't know where it's coming from, but if it was given to me, I get to give it to you. And then it just keeps coming. That's how abundance works. So if you're living in a lack mentality, you're going to get more of that shit. So like, how do you want to start your day? I started with gratitude.
Gratitude.
Because if I start with gratitude, then I get so much more throughout the day to be grateful for.
Because attitude determines altitude.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah. So the higher attitude you come in, the higher. That's some Air
Air
Force
Force
shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Fly, fight, win, baby. Fly, fight, win.
Okay. Quack, 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 because that's all I heard. I don't know what he's- I was getting my hair done the other day, and the hairdresser she's like, I'm kind of getting burnout. She was like, I think I'm going to join the military. And I was like, girl, that's a great
an
idea.
extreme, yeah.
I'm like, you should go in as an officer or do one of those programs. We talked for a while and what it looks like. And she's like, I think I may. I'm like, well, that's great. What's stopping you? And then she started saying a bunch of things. And then we just got to a place where she was just like, yeah, I think I'm done here. And it was cool to just see her make the decision in her mind that she was done. And once you do that, like your body will resist you staying in one place. It's like, the resistance is gone. It's like now you have to move. You have no choice but to move. So when you get that energy, so I can feel it from people out there who are wanting to enlist back into the fight. It's like, but use that energy to go towards what's going to be of the highest good for you and yours versus we can't control what's going on in the world.
Right. And I mean,
we can affect it here locally and in the ripple effect, but belaboring that you can't possibly see the outcome there. What's going to ultimately happen? We don't even know.
Be honest with yourself about where you are in your health and in your journey. Be honest about whether or not the service would even need you to come back. I mean,
just take a picture of it.
Yeah, there's a certain level of realistic honesty that you need to have with yourself and in your situation when you're making decisions. And being well informed is a pretty good place to start.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot of, I don't know. I kind of didn't want to talk about this on the show because I don't want it to be dangerous or open anything up.
Sure.
Because the conversation we had yesterday, I was like, well, I think we might bring Dr. Carl Faulkner back on here. And I did call Diana Crane from Goodwill. She's a retired chaplain, and she's been through a lot too, and she knows how to talk to this specific area. And I think that I know that what we do here matters.
Yep.
And that responsibility is not something I take lightly. So I don't just want to like ad hoc start talking about things, because my personal stuff does come out here in a good way. And so I have to be really careful how I talk to people and letting my own fears and biases and doubts and stuff come out, because that's my stuff. And I don't want to put it onto another person who could, if they don't know what theirs is,
right.
Like if you don't know what your needs and wants are, you're just going to pick up somebody else's. That's a whole codependent cycle and everything that's going on. If I can't be a part of me, then I'm going to be part of you and give you all the love bombing and all that stuff. And it's just like to separate myself from the individual and stay true to the work and remember what it was like for me when I was stuck in the past and how that felt to just be attached and dependent upon the VA and the people who were enabling me. Remember that piece when I wasn't strong enough to do this. I wasn't asking the right people. I wasn't vetting the right people because I didn't feel enough.
Asking the right people.
I was like, oh, this one person wants to help me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay here so I can't hate on myself for who I was. But once I knew better, I started to act differently and do better. And my bouts of depression are far and few in between now.
And we try to get further from that person.
And it's like the resilience rate. It's like I've just bounced back faster and faster every time.
Because it's not that we don't still fall. It's not that we don't still have issues, but it's like you said, it's that resilience. You build up that, okay, I stumbled, bounce back up faster. Don't stay down. Don't beat yourself up. Don't keep feeding those negative ideations back in there. It's like, no, block that out. This is who I am now. This is who I want to be. I'm going to pick myself up and keep moving forward. And you trust the people in your circle to not hold it against you. The people in your circle aren't going to be like, oh, we knew it. We were just waiting for you. No, the people in your circle.
Well, then you're hanging around the wrong people.
Exactly.
Then that's where that comes in. It's like, who are you hanging around?
Right. Choose people around you who want best for you because it's best for you.
Yeah. I don't watch a lot of TV. I read a lot. I read a lot. You know who I got to see live last week? I told you guys last week I was going to go see Ryan Holiday live on stage, and I did. It was awesome. I was just like, oh my God, fangirl. It was stupid. But I went with Laura. She's the chair of my board and just friend, mentor, awesome woman. And we had like a really cool discussion on the way there, on the way back. And then she sent me a text yesterday or so. And she goes, I'm going to start asking you WWRH. And I'm like, what would Ryan Holiday do? You know, I was like, oh, that's dumb. But I was like, true. He would say, read the dead. Read from those. And then also, like today, the modern people that I'm reading today, they're like, read from, you know, like Steve Jobs. I was telling you guys, Steve Jobs and Elon Musk and other big innovators and creators. Not just those guys. I'm just throwing them out because they're the ones who have changed the world. So read their biographies, and they read the dead, like Marcus Aurelius. I love all of that. So if you read people who have put decades and decades of trials and tribulations and then you've seen the ultimate impact they've had on the world. If you read their biography, it takes an hour or 2 hours or like a couple hours of a day. You're reading.
Yeah, for someone's whole life.
You get to take all of that with you. So that's what's interesting to me. And then I just reread it, and I educate myself and be more informed. Like you said, you're like, I like human behavior. Yeah. Like Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. And he also has one for mastery. And that's the cool stuff. In Frames of Mind, I'm reading Frames of Mind right now. That's interesting as well. Because I was, my undergrad in psychology. And
right, yeah, we've talked about this, yeah.
Just digging more into that, learning more about myself so that when I show up into the world,
was trying to figure out why I'm doing these things. Yeah.
So when people were reacting to my reactions to things, and I was like, why are you treating me like that? Because I felt like how I was coming off was appropriate.
But our narrative wasn't what they were seeing.
Yeah, and who gave that to me, and where did it come from? Mm-hmm. Was it just from the military? I know that my military bearing
huge impact
is still with me, and I still carry it just a little bit. I don't know. I got someone over here saying "huh" or whatever, and I'm like "hoo-yah." She's rolling her eyes. Look, it doesn't matter which branch we all signed up to and including our lives.
Yeah, blank check.
And if you did your time and you came back and you're struggling and you're trying to find a way to reconnect with yourself and your community, and you want a new way of life, a new quality of life, a new strength in your service, you can do that here. We have a lot of people who need your help here. And instead of entertaining the militia part,
or even any of the more extreme options,
it'd behoove you to slow down and be mindful of who you're enlisting into whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's fair, and it's just not okay. Like, don't go after the weak and the ones who are suffering with finding their ground. Like, just let them be. You can go do whatever you want to do if you feel strong enough in your, whatever you need to do. Just don't hurt people along the way.
Right.
Because we want to keep them.
Yeah. We
want to keep them here. We want to rebuild their lives, and we want to help them.
If you're suffering, let us help you with your suffering. Don't bring other people into it.
Yeah. I just...
Except for us. We want you to bring us into your suffering. Let us help you.
It's scary what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And you feel like you can't control any of it, so what are we going to do? Don't lean into the fear monster.
I needed this place, just like a lot of other veterans need this place, because we need direction. We're lost, and we're searching for direction. And, that leads me. I know you like to invite people to leave a little token.
Oh, yeah.
When they visit.
We do. We have a couple things.
I've seen these, yeah. So I spent some time thinking about what might be an appropriate thing to leave behind.
What do you got?
So it's not much. It's just a little compass that I always carry on my keychain. And I've had this since I was active duty. And it's, compass helps us find our way, But I found my way. I know where I belong. So I'll leave this and maybe help out the next person find their way.
Well, thank you, Airman.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
That is really cool. I've said this before, that I was dealing with Jack Sparrow's compass. Like it didn't read north. It would lead you, but it was leading you to where you didn't know where you were supposed to be. So that's what I've been rocking off of is Jack Sparrow's compass. Good, it's going to lead me to my Black Pearl.
Yep.
And I found it. This is my ship now. I'm not going to give this ship up right here. I'm not. This is my mission. And I cannot do it alone, and I'm not doing it alone. And it looks really cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I love all the nautical stuff naturally. And this is my little gnome from Dave Campbell.
Yep.
He's my little soldier guy. He's so funny. And then we have Home of Record. Dropped a bullet and a mushroom, and there's a little aircraft back there.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
We need more items on the shelf. So if you know of someone who is a veteran leader in an organization or another veteran who has a cool story of up and coming and whatever, we want to hear your story. We want to invite more people to build this show out. What do you need? What do you think this needs? And the more and more we do, we have a new set almost every week because we're always trying to be 1% better. Like the lighting looks really great today. The graphics look cool.
Oh, man, kudos to Jack.
I know.
And Turtle,
Happy
man.
Jack.
Good job,
and
guys.
Turtle, thank
Outstanding.
you. That's great, because the more we do this, the more acceleration everyone around us is. And I think that's what we can end with is that once you start getting better, what can I teach you to teach others?
Oh, keep teaching me.
Keep growing within yourself. And
maybe one of these days I'll host you on my podcast.
Dude, I would love that. So, like, whatever chapter I read out of whatever said book last night and this morning, I'm serious. Every single day, whatever I read, it comes out, and I'm able to give advice from that. From reading The Dead the next day, I'm like, well, have you thought about it? And
did you think about it this way?
It's cool because you don't know what you don't know, and there's situations like today.
And humility, man, accept what you don't know and try to learn.
Humility is not always good, and
true. That's true. It's situationally based.
It's not. Yeah. Somebody told me that recently. I was like, damn.
Sometimes you do have to brag a little bit so people know you know what you're about.
Well, even to yourself. That's celebrating the small wins. And that's when I went home recently to Washington to take that week break, put my feet in the snow, to know that was my ground, to find that lighthearted, Nikki. Everybody calls me Nikki back there. Don't ever call me that, but she still existed there, and I had to remember what gave me healing, and it was that, recreational, like all of these arts and services or all of these other ways to relieve yourself of the bondage of self. Like, get out of your own way, try something new. Freedom is here for you. If you went out there and you fought for our freedom, you deserve to feel free in your own mind and body.
And we're creating these invitations for you to not be alone.
We're grabbing these. These are ran by other organizations throughout the state. It's all here available to you for free.
And we want you to not be alone. We want you to be connected and taken care of and feel like you belong and find your mission.
Look at you already getting ready to do this deal.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm about it. You got me fired up. You got me fired up.
Is there any other way to be?
No.
I don't believe in toxic positivity because, the person is leading their life with that lens because they came from somewhere where suffering was their day to day.
Yeah.
And our suffering comes from fear. And fear is an illusion. It can be dropped at any moment if you find faith in yourself and the people around you in something bigger. But if you lead with that, knowing that there is so much more good in this world, if you look for that, you will find it.
Yep, seek and you will find.
There is confirmation by the reticular activating system. It looks for what you're looking for. What's you're seeking is seeking you. So change your thoughts, change your life, right? If this isn't working, find a new target. Okay.
Yep, you got it. And when you set your mind to it, take the next step, write it down. Materialize it, put it into reality. If it's on paper, you have already taken the first step to it being real.
Yeah, just feel it in your body because that's where it lives. Give it new life, and laughing is cool.
What an incredible opportunity. Thank you for having me on your podcast and letting me share my story and my journey. It's been incredible.
Thank you for letting me share with you what I've been learning. It's cool because, like Einstein says, if you can't teach it, you don't understand it well enough. Like on a fundamental level, if I can't teach it fundamentally, then I need to go back to work. And so I just challenge myself to do that every day. So it's cool when you ask me questions. I'm like, I don't know. Let's figure it out together. That's cool that you asked me, come up, formulate some questions. And I'm like, it's interesting. I kind of just on autopilot a lot, but it's a good way to slow me down.
I think it's incredible. And I mean this, I have worked under some tremendous first-class leaders. Okay, Alamanda, Givens, I mean, just some wonderful Rabanza, but you have a unique passion and a unique energy and a unique leadership style. And yeah, I got to know what you're about, man. I got to figure this out. I got to be a part of this mission.
Mm-hmm. This came by way of the Navy.
Maybe that's the problem. Too many Air Force and Army guys.
Oh, I mean, yeah, now you're inciting our own little thing in here.
That's not right.
Just
you can't
love
do
me.
that.
I just want you to love me, Turtle. Oh yeah,
right.
one team,
That's
one
right.
fight. That's
we all
up.
have fun. We all have fun.
It's great, man. I haven't had like so much lightheartedness in a long time. I've taken myself way too seriously for too long, and
but it comes
even
with the
though
territory.
there's trauma and tragedy around us, we got to find the joy in the work as well.
Yeah.
I'm always challenging myself to find the joy and the positive and the silver lining, and then I find it, because I'm not going to live back there anymore. It didn't serve me. It doesn't serve others, and it's not helpful. Here I am doing CBT right here.
Hey, there you go.
Is there evidence?
Yep.
Is it true? Is it helpful?
Yep. Evidence.
No. All right, then move that on.
Yep.
Just try. Just because like life is short. Memento mori. Like you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do next. So what are you gonna do next? What are you gonna do next? Are you gonna challenge those out there who are spewing some negative rhetoric and inciting violence? Because we don't need any more of that in the world, especially not amongst each other. Okay, so let's all just slow down and take a beat. Let's try to go to one of these events, do something fun, show up, be of service, offer what you have. What you have is enough. It's probably something that I haven't heard of or seen before, like the Renaissance Fair, like anything. Just come, share, because there is so much out there in the world. We've all been over there to random places and seen things, and we can inspire each other through art. And if you don't have it, let's build it. Let's create it. Man. You are limitless. You can create anything you want. Just think it, believe it, achieve it. So yeah.
Hoorah.
I'm so excited. Oh God. Okay.
There it is. You got all of them.
You
got all of them.
So please stay tuned next week, and send some people our way that we can help, because it helps me to be of service. And if there's nobody coming in the door, then I don't know what to do with myself. And then
And if by some chance you're already in South Dakota, you can reach out to the Arizona Veteran Resource Center. Ask for Rick, and I will see what we can do about trying to get help started your way.
Wow. Cool shout out. So now you have to share it with all 600 people in your small town of
and my
Scotland,
small town
South Dakota.
of Scotland, South Dakota, right? Yeah. All 900 people
We're
who
about
live
to
there.
make that city pop. All right. We're over time here. Thank you, Happy Jack. Thank you, Turtle. Thank you, Kim, for coming on board. And thank you, sir, for being of service to this organization. Both of you have already made a tremendous impact in how I lead and where we're steering this ship, as well as Marcus Brown from 5 to 9. Thank you for your conversation today. Wanda Wright, you're so amazing. Thank you for being a mentor, a leader in this space.
Thank you for teaching me.
Oh, man, there are so many teachers here. If you just take the cotton out of your ears and put them in your mouth and sit down, shut up, wait for that nugget, and then go do something inspiring with it. Or not, or sit with it, but don't do anything crazy because, the scrolling, like take a mindful moment to check in with yourself and your breath. And where am I? Where are my feet right now? Where do they want to go? Okay.
We breathe.
Thank you for being a part of this talk today. Let's take care of each other and know that we are here. We answered the phone. Somebody called. We were of service, and we prevented someone from harming themselves or other people today. That's what we're here for. So if you know somebody that's struggling, they can definitely give us a call. We're going to pick up. We're going to be of service. And if they don't want to call us, if they don't trust us, if they're not there, you know that the 988 Veterans Crisis Line is there. Press option 1 for help. And somebody is always on the other side of that phone willing to help and listen to you. You matter. You're worth it. Just stay. There's so much happening here. You're not alone. We've been there, done that. We're going through it. every day,
Every day.
1% better. And we want to help see you through to the other side, whatever it is. And if you don't know, we'll help you find it. So we'll see you next time on The Spotlight.
Mic's off.
You're off.
Dude, good job.
Thanks for being on the show, man.
Wow. You sounded incredible.